it's great to be back. Great to be back on the field, see our players practicing. I thought our guys were, really excited about getting out there. The older guys were flying around. Young guys, we kind of slowed it down a little bit. We really just tried to give them a good foundation with the teaching part. And really our goal is, the first 2 weeks to get these guys a chance to build a foundation so they can show, what they can do, and we can decide, the young guys, who can help us. I'd like to update you on a few things. First of all, on the status of Nick Marshall and Jonathan Mincy. I've decided that they will not start game 1 as part of their punishment. Now I will say this, Nick Marshall is still our quarterback, Jonathan Mincy is still our cornerback, but that's part of their punishment as far as that goes. Also like to update you on the status of Alex Kozan. Kozan recently had back surgery. He injured his back while he was home lifting during the summer. Came back, we tried to rehab it, do some different things, and he tweaked it, and the doctors just felt like it was the best thing for him in his future is to have surgery. He will miss the season. Obviously that's a big blow for our guys up front with the type of year he had and the type of player he is. With that being said, we do have quality depth up front. I'll take you back to the spring. Avery Young played some guard, that was good, and so we will kind of mix and match probably the first week or so, and we'll see what happens with that. But overall, very good first day, and like I said, the big thing is excited to be out there and watch our guys.
Questions?
Gus, Nick and Jonathan won't start. Is there a plan for a quarter, a half?
No, I'm not ready to say that yet. All I can say right now is they're not going to start.
How these guys responded to everything? I mean, had a good attitude, what you want to see out of them?
Yeah, they've responded. They responded well. Like I said before, my hope is that this will help them in the future, and I truly believe it will.
Gus, with you mentioning that Nick's not going to be starting, does this mean you guys are going to be giving more reps to Jeremy because of that, or does this not change anything?
Like I've said before, with me and Rhett decided Jeremy Johnson's going to have a bigger role regardless this year, and like I said, we've talked about him and his ability and how we feel about him, and so we feel very good about our quarterback position as a whole.
With Chad Slay being a guy who started left tackle guard before, is he a guy that's been with a good look too?
We have a little flexibility. That's a good point. Chad is a guy that he'll be a 4-year starter. He has played tackle. He has played both guards. Gives us a lot of flexibility. Avery Young, like I said, we played him some guard in the spring, so that's a good thing. Sean Coleman got most of the reps at left tackle last year. Miller got a lot of reps at right tackle, so we have some flexibility right there. But obviously, anytime you lose a starter, that played very well, that's a challenge. But we do have some quality depth at the offensive line, and that's a good thing.
Was that something that were you aware of any kind of back ailments or any kind of issues during the spring that prompted y'all to decide let's try this because it's the exact same formation you tried?
No, it was just more of, we knew a lot about our guys, and, when you have that flexibility this year and you kind of think ahead, if we have an injury or two, all right, let's go ahead and move a guy. And like I said, we had some information with Pat at right tackle, we had information at Sean, so we were thinking maybe if we lose one of those guys. So, that's normal for spring with a veteran team with a lot of guys coming back. Usually the last week of spring or 2 weeks of spring, you start thinking ahead to what ifs. What if this guy gets hurt? What if and so that's what that was about.
What kind of advantages to have all your guys in early this year, the newcomers, and what kind of shape are they?
Well, I think it's critical, the fact that we had all of our guys here, and they were working out with Coach Russell and developed that foundation, as far as, the strength and everything that goes with that. I think it's great. Now, hopefully within the first 2 weeks, we'll be able to identify the guys that will help us this year, and that'll be very important.
Gus, the plan to rep Pat, left tackle at all, or is that going to be Sean's spot?
We hadn't completely decided that. You know, today we had Sean at left, we had Pat at right, but, you know, with that, with everything I just said, probably within the first week, we'd like to really hone things in, start getting that continuity and everything that goes with that. You know, we're very specific on what we do, you know, by position. And so hopefully, you know, by the end of the week, we'll be able to, but like I said, the good thing is, Pat has starting experience at right tackle, and Sean played primarily behind Greg at left.
Gus, what's the severity of Rock Thomas's injury?
Rock had a minor accident yesterday. He practiced today without any limitations.
Is that an auto accident near campus?
Yeah, on the way back.
How's Jordan Diamond doing, another guy at guard?
You know, of course, it's his first day out there, but looked like he was flying around. Like I said, we'll be able to watch the film and all that. I mean, the first day, there's a lot of guys out there. It's hard to get real specific. And really, from a head coach's standpoint, I was thinking more big picture and just flying around, the attitude, body language, you know, making sure everything was organized. But he's a guy that we have high expectations for. And, you know, he's got a year in our offense's experience, and we expect him to be better.
When it comes to the punishments of Marshall and Mencia, are there other things you plan to do internally with them other than that first
Well,
game?
that's part of their punishment. And like I said, the rest is between us.
You guys had a chance to kind of hold some of the newcomers back and work out with them a little bit separately. How important is that?
Yeah, I think it's important at first, you know, they can sit back and kind of watch. And then you put them in there and let them go, because, you know, a lot of them's head spinning anyway. We like to go fast. We like to fly around, move around. And so we just kind of wanted to give them a chance early in practice to kind of watch, and then we put them in there and was able to spend some quality time with them.
Take a few more.
Is Ricardo Lewis's role, if you look at that, is going to be the split five, and then he was more on the outside last season, but now with Duke, or is the plan to really keep him at the top?
Yeah, you know, he has the ability to play both. He has experience playing both. Ricardo's one of those guys that we really challenge to take that next step. Last year was really his first year to really play receiver for an entire year. And so we really feel like that he has a chance to take that next step. And so he understands the offense, and we can move him around. So he'll play both of those, and have us a chance to match him up on some different people.
You had said that Halsey was going to be flexible and look at the safety in the corner, start at corner today with the first team. Is it still going to be some mix and match there, or is that going to be where he's at?
Yeah, he'll know both. He'll know both the corner and the safety. And, you know, we're just trying to think through the year. Last year, if you remember, we had a lot of injuries on the back end. And so, you know, he didn't go through spring, but he got a chance to watch. And so we had him out there at corner today. But he does understand, you know, the boundary safety very well.
Having been through this several times with running backs, what are you looking for from those guys the first 2 weeks of practice?
Well, just the execution part, but, you know, running backs is a position that until they get the ball in some type of live setting, that's when you can really separate yourself. We do have good information on our 2 seniors, pretty good information on Peyton Barber, and those 2 freshmen, you know, we're going to try to get them the ball and see what they can do, you know, early in spring.